I'm in my 4th year as superintendent in Tulsa. I got out of high school in '67, and you know, we were all going to save the world, and we were going to contribute mightily to the world. And that was my mindset whenever I went away to college. By the way, there was never any doubt about whether or not I would go to college, never. My father was a custodian at the school where I grew up. My mother stayed at home until forced to go to work, and she got a job working as a nurse's aide. I've already told you they were married at 17, and they were very determined that their kids would go to college, very determined. There was a reading job open at Ulaga, so we applied for them, and I got it. And my wife was finishing her Master of Library Science degree at OU. While my wife was working on her degree at OU, I followed her to Norman, where she got her degree. Honestly, what was there for me to do? You know, I went back to school, and I think I did a pretty good job. In the classroom, there was a big upheaval. New superintendent came to town. First week he was in town, he called me. He said, you had one of our board members' kids in class. He was impressed with your teaching. I've done a little checking into your background and asked around, how would you feel about going into administration now? I was 27. I had some experiences with administrators that caused me to realize that an administrator has a huge impact on teachers and how they do their work, climate of the school. And so I took him up on his offer, and I started as an assistant principal in Ulaga at the age of 27. I was very fortunate to have worked for that superintendent who gave me the call that morning, Lonnie Parrish, and he saw to it that I did something of everything. At one time, I was curriculum director. I was in charge of building and grounds. I was head of finance. I mean, I was athletic director. He had me doing everything over that 9-year period. One of the biggest events of my career that had a huge impact on how I saw the world and how I behaved as an administrator was the tornado. $10.5 million tornado. F4, you know, blew the school away. Shocking. We weren't prepared for it. We were not prepared for a disaster. I've never been unprepared since. You know, people expect the person who has the ultimate responsibility for a school district to be fully prepared at all times, and they want to have confidence in that person. I took the Tulsa job when offered it because I really wanted to make a difference. I was just intrigued by the opportunity to lead an urban school. I'd heard all of the things that you have heard, and yet it looked to me like Tulsa ought to be a great place. It is a beautiful city. We all love Tulsa, or you wouldn't be doing this show. We love it. And it was just an opportunity to bring my leadership style, which is highly collaborative and relationship-based, to Tulsa. We now have a fabulous team here at ESC. At the same time that I was named Tulsan of the Year, our Deputy Superintendent, Millard House, was named 12 of 12, one of 12 people who will be impacting 2012. In your early questioning, you talked about how people perceived TPS. Well, they perceive it differently now, and that award's a reflection of how people see it. So while I'm flattered and pleased and honored, I also believe that it has a bigger ripple impact, and that's the impact that TPS, we are here. We are back. We're getting a lot better, and it ought to be a place where people want to put their children, and we're still doing very important and meaningful work every single day. We're expanding the immersion program. We're looking at some kind of Project Schoolhouse 2 kinds of things, kind of tweaking things. I'll never be satisfied. Up until the day I walk out of here, it can always be better, and we will always strive and work hard to make it better.